Welcome to this week's episode of Go Peace Country. I'm your host, Emily Moyes, and today we're hanging out one of my favorite places in the Peace region, Dunvagen Gardens. And, you know, fall is approaching, and following that winter, we have to do some things to prepare our lawn and gardens. We're going to talk to the experts inside and find out all the goods. Here we are, the gorgeous Dunvagen Gardens. I'm joined by Kathy, and I've heard rumors that some people, when fall is approaching, I know some of you out there don't want to hear that yet, but they start planting bulbs and such in fall. Does that make any sense? Is that what people do?
Yeah, and it does make sense because then in the spring you don't have to go dig in the mud to put them in there. You put them in, in the fall, and they're planted fairly deep so that the frost can't get at it. Snow is an excellent insulator. So you put them somewhere where the snow can stays on very long, or you can put them close to your house. Some people have them close to the house, and then the snow goes and they come up fairly early, and then hopefully they won't freeze.
Is it something that we could do tomorrow? If I get some bulbs and go around my house, I could do this tomorrow?
No, actually you don't want them to grow in the fall anymore. You just want to put them in the ground so that they're ready for the spring, which would mean fairly shortly before it really freezes. We get our bulbs in usually beginning of October, and that's when you would plant your fall bulbs. There is more than just tulips that you can plant. There is daffodils, there is crocuses, there's a whole assortment of plants, bulbs that you can plant in the fall that are then going to be ready.
Can you do things like garlic or any type of food, or is it just mainly flowers?
No, actually I have a friend and she plants salad. She seeds salad, and spinach and garlic can be planted in the fall too, very deep. And what she does is she makes a little bit, when she makes the row, she makes a bit of a hilled row, and then she plants it in there, and it's ready in the spring too to go. So I have a few bulbs here, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in, and it's going to be quite low, and as you can see it stays in there. We put the bulb in there, shake the soil back on, and done.
All right, so I just learned that you can actually plant some bulbs in the autumn season, and then you don't have to get all gross and dirty in spring to have some gorgeous flowers bloom. So if you're interested in getting some bulbs, you can come to Dunvagen Garden around October, mid-October, to plant those to be ahead of the game for the spring season. Well, we're gonna take a quick break on Go Peace Country and see our next story up. These are lovely. Those lamps. I love lamps. Perfect. Getting ready for fall. Myself and the plants. Welcome back to Go Peace Country. We're still hanging out at Dunvagen Gardens, and I'm joined by Kristine. And from what I understand, it's first of all gorgeous in here, and you help with some of the decoration inside. What about the decoration do you enjoy?
I love figuring out where everything's going to go and how it's all going to fit together.
Something I've noticed that you've done really well is have it kind of separated into certain groups. It looks like we're in a kitchen type area here.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Actually, the kitchen is, it's really interesting because there's a lot of the country look curtains, right?
It reminds me of being in somebody's cottage, really a down-home kind of feel.
Exactly. So we kind of put it between primitive section, which is more the country, and then just the regular kitchen gadgety kind of stuff.
And this is the amalgamation
so
of
it's
the two.
Kind of the connection, exactly.
I love that. And I've noticed the front section, or the front left section, there's the beachy stuff, and I grew up on the ocean, and it's so nostalgic for me, and I have a bathroom that's kind of decorated in that motif, so it's perfect. What other kind of stuff do you have that people come in and, you know, looks like, you know, if somebody wants to do a theme, this is where they can really put that into full force.
Yes, a big theme would be the primitive that I was talking about over here. A lot of people do that. They like the country home.
Being up north?
Exactly. Yeah, and stuff you can't get anywhere else, right?
Yes, I was going to say things here are very original, which I love. And do you have a certain favorite section in the store?
Oh, I can't say. I really like the woodsy section with the bears and the wolves and that kind of stuff because I love the greens in it. I love making everything look like a forest.
So for people like myself, I actually didn't know Dunvagen was around until the last few months, and I've lived here for a few years. It was kind of like a hidden secret, and when I came here, I was like, how did I not know this existed, right? For people out there, what are some things that we could tell them about Dunvagen that would be of interest?
What a lot of people don't know is that we are open year-round. And so a lot of people come in the springtime for plants and for perennials and they do their gardening, but then we're open for Christmas as well and year-round, so decorate your houses. And
I was just going to say this would be the perfect place for some unique decorations,
yes,
right?
Definitely.
Beautiful. Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break from Dunvagen Gardens here, and we're going to go see our next story on Goat Peace Country. Welcome back to Goat Peace Country. We are hanging out at Dunvagen Gardens. I love this place, and I'm joined by one of the greenhouse workers, Kathy. And I just told Kathy off camera that I just landscaped my garden and planted some trees, but guess what? Now I have no idea what to do with them when it comes to the winter season. So I actually have a cedar similar to this. What do I need to do to get it ready for winter?
Okay, the first thing to do when you winterize a cedar is actually to figure out where to plant it. You obviously have done that already. You wouldn't want this on the south side of the house where it's really, really hot and dry, because they are actually a cool weather, more of a cool weather, moist, humid weather plant. We put a little bit of a berm around it, and when you water, the water doesn't run off.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I'll have to do that.
So the first thing, the second thing on the winterizing is making sure that they have enough water. Water, 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 water is very important for winterizing. Sometimes when people wrap a tree, they just put the wrapping right around the tree. What happens then is it sweats, and then it will freeze, and then it will die.
Uh-oh.
So what we need to do is we need to make a cage. So that's why I have the sticks here. And we're going to make a cage around the tree and put the wrapping actually around the cage instead of on the around the tree. And it'll be open to the top so that the humidity can escape through the top.
Oh, so smart. Are these pieces of bamboo or?
They are, yeah.
Perfect.
But there's
I have some of these at home.
Yeah, there's different stakes that you can use. There's stronger wooden ones, and there's actually metal ones and like metal tubing.
Well, these are kind of in style, so at least it's still looking good over the winter, right? You're strong, Kathy. She just bent that right in half there. When do you suggest that people do this? Is it when the first snow falls or before that?
Not too early, when it's still warm. Like it should be cold when you do it. Like not 20 below, but really like after plants have gone dormant, which means the trees that drop their leaves, they would be bare. So then we take this guy and just wrap it around it. Just make it so that the wind can't take it away.
And so now that we have this on, is there anything else that you need to do, or is this it?
This is it.
That's not too difficult.
No. What people forget is, like sometimes do, is they just wrap it around the plant, and that is it's actually worse than not doing anything.
Really?
So if you want to wrap your tree, you should use the stakes and do it around the stakes and make kind of a tent for the plant.
And that's a very simple process, like just stick them in and wrap it around.
And fairly inexpensive. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, well I hope you guys learned something, because I learned something that I will be going home, maybe not doing yet, because thank God we don't have the S word yet. We're going to take a quick break from Dunvagen Gardens and go see our next story on Goat Peace Country. Well, that wraps up this week's episode of Goat Peace Country. I've had a very successful day here at Dunvagen Gardens. I've learned so much, especially when it comes to winterizing my lawn and plants and everything for the fall-winter season, which is quickly approaching. And I've also got some gorgeous things for my house to spruce it up a little bit inside. So all in all, a fabulous day here at Dunvagen. And if you'd like to see Shaw TV cover any local businesses or upcoming community events, we always love to hear from our viewers. For Goat Peace Country, I'm Emily Moyes.